Welcome to Alpha Marketing, your go-to resource for unlocking the full potential of your small to medium-sized business. Hosted by Aaron Shishilla, CEO of Wolfpack Advising. Now, let's learn how to dominate your market.
Hey there, it's Aaron again with the Marketing Alpha podcast, and today we actually are exposing one of the biggest silent killers to your business that most business owners actually don't really even think about, to be honest. And I'm speaking about your broken marketing funnel. A lot of business owners, especially small business owners, don't think about the marketing funnel at all, don't really kind of understand it, or don't think that they need one. But the truth is, you absolutely do need one. You absolutely do need to think about it, especially when you're looking to scale and grow your business. And if you're investing in any type of marketing, whether it be, in-person marketing, advertising, SEO, social media, all the above, it matters. So if you're spending money on ads, SEO content, but your calendar is still empty, you're like, how do I get more business? Leads aren't converting, people aren't coming in, the pipeline or whatever you have as a scheduling software just feels like it's empty. This one's for you. We'll talk about why leads aren't turning into customers. We'll talk about how do you follow up with people. We'll talk about everything from the point of making people aware about your particular business to the point of them becoming a customer, and even after the fact. So let's break it down. Let's talk about some different points within here and give you a real fix so you can move forward with a really solid marketing funnel and actually think about it every single day. All right, so the truth is most funnels are built for a buying journey that really doesn't exist anymore. One of the things that people are often taught about is like, hey, they are aware, they consider, and then they make a decision, and it's just that. But today's buyers, and quite frankly, especially with digital marketing, people are all over the place. People can binge content from any source. People can just disappear and check on the reviews and come back later. It's so convoluted nowadays with the world of information being so abundant, especially now with AI chatbots and everything else. So the funnel has kind of changed. It's inherently the same of awareness, consideration, decision, but people can flow all throughout that, and it's not so cut and dry and quick as it used to be. It also kind of depends on your particular business, like pest control companies versus home inspections versus HVAC or home service versus lawyers versus attorneys versus my marketing agency. It all kind of varies, and the purchasing decisions and the time it takes to make those purchasing decisions vary on your particular business model. In this kind of podcast, I'm going to try and do my best to relate to you and talk about for your particular business how it might function, but just keep that in the back of your mind that for your particular industry, it might vary slightly. So if you think of your funnel as like a straight funnel and not like people can get lost in that, you need to rethink it. We need to rethink it about all the different types of mediums of contact people could be on and be at those places, and make sure we're catching people at every given point in time if they were to fall out of the particular funnel. So some red flags that your funnel might be broken, which you're probably already experiencing, is you get leads, but they don't convert. It might feel full in terms of leads coming in, but maybe you're not actually getting business. Maybe you're not even just getting enough leads in the first place, and you're like, I need more leads for my team to be able to close. I need more phone calls. I need more online bookings. I need whatever it is. If you're doing all these things or feel like you're doing all these things, but nothing's actually compounding, that's how you know something is broken. So the funnel is in 3 core stages, and let's start diagnosing some of the leak points that could be happening. The first one is the top of funnel. The top of the funnel is attracting the right people. This is your visibility stage. Think about the broad reach advertising like on Facebook, where you're just casting a wide net to people that are in your particular service area that might be interested in your services, might fit your particular demographics. You're kind of just reaching as many people as possible with that type of advertising. I'm not talking about Google search advertising, which is very intent-focused people who are ready to purchase in most cases. Another strategy with this is doing SEO, writing content, making YouTube videos. This is all top of funnel, making brand awareness. So if you're not doing any particular top of funnel stuff, well, then this is your problem. You're not attracting the awareness stage. You're not getting the people top of funnel and making more people aware of your particular brand. When we talk about, hey, I'm not getting enough business in or enough opportunities, this is one of the root causes, is you're not doing the brand awareness stuff. And the thing is, it's not that glamorous, right? And from an advertising standpoint or an agency standpoint, if people come to me and I know that their issue is with brand awareness, they don't want to spend money on brand awareness because it's really difficult to show the return on investment on brand awareness, especially if you think about running like something like Meta ads, TikTok ads, or whatever else, and you're thinking about doing broad reach stuff on Facebook with a Facebook campaign. What am I going to be able to show you? I'm going to be able to show you how many people you've reached and at what cost. So it took me $2 to show your advertisement to 1,000 people. That doesn't affect your wallet. That doesn't affect your business. It's really hard to understand that. So the point is, though, it still has to be done. You have to create brand awareness. You have to make people aware of your particular business, and you have to spend money on it. So here's some things that I want you to fix with this if you're not already doing it. The first mistake that a lot of people do with brand awareness is they talk about themselves or talk about the particular business. Don't do that. Talk about your customers' pain points here. Speak to them and to what particular stage that they're at. And please make sure you're differentiating yourselves. I'm speaking directly to my home service providers that I work with all the time, that it's the same thing, HVAC company, home inspector, roofer, plumber, pest control. It's peace of mind, right? Yeah, it's peace of mind. Sure. I would like you to try and be a little bit more creative with that. Really dig into some of your customers' pain points and your best customers and why they chose to work with you to craft your messaging around there. So get hyper specific too with your targeting on this. I don't want you trying to be like, oh, I want to attract, every particular homeowner in this particular service area, or this is my service area. Let's push out to everybody. No, let's break down the demographics. Let's create some lookalike audience. Let's get a list together of our current customers and try to find people that are just like that. Speak directly to their pain. Don't talk about you. This is not the time to talk about you. This is the time to talk about their particular pain points, capture their attention, engage them, show something fun and exciting or informational. This is not the time to show testimonials. This is not time to show reviews or anything of the sort. So the next piece of the funnel is our nurturing trust section. This is the middle of the funnel. And this is where a lot of people actually might be doing some particular activity, but they lose a lot of it within here. This is one of the most overlooked stages because it's kind of like dating. And it's one of those things where it's like, when you date, it's kind of like a challenge, right? It's kind of like, and I don't claim to be some kind of dating expert here, but it is a little bit of a game. It is a little bit of a challenge. And the same thing goes with marketing here, with nurturing trust. Leads are interested. They're not cold, but they're not sold yet. So make sure in this particular stage, you are building trust with them. So this is where you're actually doing the things like case studies, testimonials, frequently asked questions, handling objections within this stage. Your lead should go from, hey, I kind of know about you, to now I actually trust you and I understand your messaging. This is really good pieces for like your email list. This is perfect for your email list or your SMS list, like your text messaging list if you want to text them and they're available for that. Just be careful with it. But email is by far, social media is another great one here. Another one is, of course, still writing blog content and still focusing on SEO. You could still do middle of funnel with advertising as well. It all kind of applies here. The difference is, hey, they're kind of already qualified from a marketing standpoint and have engaged with your marketing material. And so now we just need to continue to build trust with them until they're ready to convert. The final stage, which you can probably already guess, is the bottom of funnel. This is people that are ready to convert. This is where you lose or win the deal. This is another critical point that many small business owners actually don't pay attention to. They think they know it, but they don't. I can't tell you how many people I've spoken to where they say, oh, my close rate's 80%, 90%, or whatever. We close all the people that we get, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah, you might think that because these are people that already know you, like you, trust you, and are absolutely ready to convert. But what about those people that are kind of on the fringe, that maybe have seen your advertising and maybe are calling in now? What does your close rate look like then? So big mistakes here is having really unclear offers, no steps of urgency, too many different steps, Your follow-up processes, this is a big one. A lot of people just accept the calls coming in or accept the form coming in, but then don't do any particular follow-up once they give a quote. Also, additionally, like if you go to your website, what does it look like for somebody to convert? Is it easy to click to call on a mobile device? Do they have to click into something first to find your phone number? It should be very simple where they just click to call. Same thing with submitting their information on your website and just getting an estimate, whether it's in a text message or a phone call back or an email, whatever it is. We want to add a sense of urgency. We want to make it super, super simple and available. We don't want to overcomplicate it, and we want to make it, just as I mentioned earlier, very simplistic. Then we want to focus on the follow-up process. So once we deliver it to them, they have that particular information. What is our follow-up process to convert that? And how are we tracking our close rate once we get that information? So here's a little 4-step framework you can use right now after this and win more clients. I've already kind of talked about a bunch of this stuff, but the first one is awareness with authority. Show up where your audience is. Post content that solves real problems, not actual fluff. Use the advertising that matches the intent, not just a generic awareness, and position yourself as the go-to expert they didn't know they needed. So let's use this as a case in point or example with either Wolfpack Advising, like my digital marketing agency, or we can use this in the case of, let's just say, a pest control company, whatever. And you can relate this to your own industry as we talk about this. So show up where your audience is. Where's your audience? Well, if it's a business to consumer, right, let's say a pest control industry, a lot of people are on Facebook. A lot of people are on social media. So you could show up on those particular platforms. I will say most people are probably addicted to their phones, right? You could probably say you are addicted to your phone and you're addicted to social media as well. So show up where they are. Post content that solves real problems, not fluff. And so what this means is, don't post content that's not actually going to solve real problems. Point and simple. I'm not going to write a blog article or post some content that actually isn't, I'm not talking about engaging stuff right now. I'm talking about like informational stuff. I'm actually going to post an article that's how to take care of ants in your home, right? I'm going to build that trust. I'm going to post content about cockroaches, or I'm going to post content about how long a roof actually lasts in the state of Florida. Whatever it is. As a digital marketing agency, I'm posting content and talking in this podcast, breaking down exactly how you need to do your own marketing. I can tell you everything with this, and that builds trust and it builds awareness for those people that are interested in those particular items. Then I'm using those or advertisements or any type of the content or whatever it is to match the intent. So if I'm looking for awareness in this particular stage, I am making them aware. I am solving their pain points. I'm bringing up their pain points. I am not talking about Wolfpack at this particular point. I'm talking about you and what you're doing. And that should be your goal as well. This ultimately will position you as the go-to expert they didn't know they needed. All right. Number 2, trust building automations. Number 1, don't hope they remember you. Build sequences that do the work. Send emails that teach, showcase results, handle objections, use a really good CRM, and remember, just stay in touch with them until they actually convert or they're opting out. So in this particular case, we need to take all of our marketing mediums, our website, our SEO, our social media, our email, our in-person visits, our advertisements, connect it all to our CRM. And then we need to build automations and sequences to stay top of mind with all of those marketing, what I would call marketing qualified leads, MQLs. And I'm going to stay in touch with them all the time until they're ready to convert. And I'm going to show them all the trust building stuff. I'm going to continue to fill them with tons of content that they are interested in, position ourselves as a go-to expert. This is where I can, as I mentioned earlier, teach, showcase actual results, and handle their particular objections through frequently asked questions. I can actually start showing testimonials within there. I probably wouldn't send an email with just singular testimonials, but I might add it at the bottom, or of course, it's always located on our website, or they can search it any which way. All right, so that's the trust building section. We build awareness. Once they get aware, they go to our website, they kind of read stuff. They sign up for our email list because they see a website pop up, for example. They see an advertisement. After they see an advertisement, maybe they go to our website and read more content, and they submit their particular information to get on that particular email list. Then finally, number 3, we have a clear offer path. One action, one decision. Don't send them to pages with 10 different buttons. It's a very clear pricing, defined timelines, and direct booking. So this would be, hey, every once in a while, we're actually asking them, we're dating them, right? We're sending them tons of information, but every once in a while, we're going to ask for that marriage, as a good way to put it. So in this, we're just going to say, hey, here's $25 off. Here's $50 off. I'm giving them an offer. Hey, there's a limited time offer for this special service we have. Whatever it is, we're offering that throughout this particular process. It's one action, one decision. We're not making it super complicated. They can call, they can submit their information and get started right away, making it super simple. Now to kind of revisit all of this, the one piece that we're leaving out that I hound all the time is review and optimize every single week. This is not a set it and forget it. This is something that you actually need to be reviewing every single week, setting goals every month or every quarter, and making changes and optimizations. Most people, quite frankly, never check the data. Most people kind of set it up once and maybe kind of half set it up, but then forget it after the fact. So block time each week to ask, where are people dropping off? How are people coming in? Where are people converting? How are we actually doing the converting? What is our close rate on that? If we had 10 people inquire through a phone call or whatever, where did those sources actually come from? And what was our close rate? One thing here that really grinds my gears with the tracking that I need to mention is a lot of people asked the people on the phone, like, hey, how did you hear about us? I don't think that is inherently a bad question. It is a bad business decision to use that data to run data-driven decisions for your business. For example, a lot of times people are going to say, oh, yeah, I looked you up online or I Googled you. Okay, great. What does that actually mean? Was it an advertisement? Or was it organic SEO? Or did they just Google our company because they were referred to us? So this is where it comes in, where you need to kind of get some call tracking software and form tracking software in order to actually track where your business is coming from. And 2 ones that I can recommend. CallRail is one that I've used before. I wasn't a big fan on the customer service at the given time, but What Converts is another one that our agency uses for all of our clients that I would highly, highly recommend. I love What Converts. And that will track where every single lead comes from in the online world. So I would highly recommend that because that's where you can actually track all of this information and then optimize it. Of course, your CRM is going to be huge helpful here, and you need to have some type of CRM that you're really ingrained with, you really understand, and you're diving into. 2 CRMs that come top of mind that I would recommend. If you're a smaller business, I would go with ActiveCampaign. We're a big certified partner of ActiveCampaign. We resell that software all the time, and we build tons of integrations. We build automations with that. But the other one that I would recommend that we're also a certified partner with is HubSpot. If you're a little bit larger company and you need more capability, I would go with something like a HubSpot. That's going to offer a lot more features, going to be a lot more technical and a little bit more overwhelming, but it's super, super powerful. All right, so let's talk about some real world examples within this. Let's say we're running advertisements for a pest control company or even a home inspection company, right? I'm going to try and keep it super simple within this, but we're running a Facebook campaign where it's a broad reach campaign. So we're trying to find, let's just say, real estate agents in a particular service area. So we want to target real estate agents within the service area and do a broad reach campaign. That means I'm trying to advertise or get my advertisement in front of as many real estate agents within this particular service area. And I might have defined too a particular age demographic, or said, hey, these are the real estate agents that are perfect customers of us. I want you to find more of them like it, and tell Facebook exactly that through a lookalike audience. So that is a top of funnel, right? We're broad reaching. Of those agents, and let's say that advertisement is all about a really funny video that is really engaging, that they would like. Something that's funny, tells a joke about home inspections. Maybe it tells a joke about being in real estate, whatever it is, something that's funny. And the whole goal of it is to get them to interact or watch the video. All I need them to do is watch the video for 3 to 5 seconds. Then I have another campaign. And that other campaign says, hey, if they watch the video for 3 or 5 seconds, liked it, commented, whatever it was on that first video, I want to show them now another advertisement. And this advertisement is all about building that trust with them and that authority with them. So I haven't changed the messaging to closing. I'm not talking about me yet. I'm still bringing to their attention, hey, more content. So in this case, maybe it's a guide that I'm prompting them with. So in this guide, I'm asking for their contact information in exchange for a guide about the top 5 fails of a home inspection, or why most real estate agents fail in the industry, or how the top 10% of agents succeed so well. Whatever it is that's going to get them to convert and give me their name and their email, and if possible, their phone number. So now I'm at the middle funnel. I have their information. They're in my CRM, and now I'm going to automate to them or sequence to them, whatever it is, and build awareness and trust and constantly communicate with them until they're ready to marry. And every once in a while, I'm going to ask them if they want to marry me. In essence, do business with me. And that is where we get to the bottom of the funnel. When they're ready, maybe they call, or maybe I send an email with an offer, or maybe they actually see one of my Google search ads. My Google search ad is for, let's say, a home inspection company in a particular service area. So if people are Googling home inspectors near me, they see my advertisement. It's that real estate agent that has seen my Facebook ad, that has seen my other stuff, and has been on my email list and now finally trusts me and is ready to book with me. That is a real world example that can actually happen. It happens more often than you think. And yeah, it is a little bit expensive when you start thinking about it because you have so many different things going on from a marketing standpoint. And what I encourage a lot of businesses to do is we start from the bottom of the funnel and we work our way backwards when we're going towards a particular marketing strategy if you don't have a huge budget. There's no point in doing a bunch of broad reach if I can't capture the closes, right? So we work backwards. Let's capture as many closes right now, and let's do some really good advertising that's going to bring in a lot of business for you right now that is high converting traffic. Google search ads, local service ads, those are really good stuff. When you start expanding beyond that, I can work backwards and we can actually build a really, really good funnel with a little bit more budget, but that actually pays off in a really solid return on investment because we can get the cost per lead down so well on it. Anyway, I'm going too much in about myself. I just get really excited about this. So, action steps for you. First, I want you to map your funnel. Talk about where are people finding you? What's your broad reach? Then, break down the middle of the funnel. How are you capturing their information? How are you staying in contact with them and delivering them a lot of information to consistently build trust? And finally, how are you closing them? What does your bottom of a funnel look like? What do you have there? Are you tracking anything within that? And then spot any gaps. Where are your leads getting stuck or ghosting? Where could your business use more attention? Pick one stage within this and focus on it this week. For a lot of people, that could be just the bottom of the funnel. I don't even know. You could be saying, I don't even know where my leads are coming from. I don't even know how much we're converting. Great. Sign up with something like What Converts or whatever, and let's get started on just tackling that. Let's track our close rates and find out where our business is coming from first before we do anything else. You don't need to do everything. I want you to pick one and just do what matters most to you right now and then start building it out further. So anyway, that's my challenge for you guys this week. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a comment, leave a rating, send me a message. I'm all over social media, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Alpha Marketing. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other business owners and marketers. Your support enables us to continue bringing you actionable advice and the tools you need to thrive. Join us next time for more insights with Aaron Shishilla, and keep striving to be the alpha in your market.